Hello again, Utakata J6 back here, indomitable as always, in the second part of the Soundless special of this Let's Play. This is episode 38, and today's goal is figuring out the last system of main Minecraft, which I've never actually gotten around to understanding, and that is the brewing system. So, taking a look at what we're actually up to at the moment. Yes, in the last episode, you might have heard me commenting about how annoyed I'd gotten with the knockback enchantment on my diamond sword, and, I decided to go ahead and fix that before I do anything further today. And the way that I've decided to fix that is I've got all those extra diamond swords left around from the particular episode with all the extra loot at the end of diamonds, which is the businessman episode. Great loot at the end, all that diamond in that chest. Anyway, so as you can see, I grabbed one of the extra swords and we're off to Galactic Spire to do some enchanting. And just like that, blink of an eye, here we are, Galactic Spire. Could really get used to this kind of video editing. Pretty fun for me. Honestly, don't know what the feedback will be like, but to hell with it. Anyway, the reason the diamond sword actually finally matters now is obviously if I'm going to do brewing, I need to get a few supplies that I've never quite gathered before from the Nether, especially gas tiers and maybe extra blaze rods if possible. So if I'm going to head into the Nether, I might as well have my strongest possible enchantment. I'm going to play around a little bit with the enchantment room here. Notice those levers and panels allow me to do some fiddling to try to see what the maximum... Ooh, ghostly after image right there. Bit of a bug. Do a bit of playing around to figure out what my max level is, because I don't want it to be 30 because I can't afford that, but I don't want to go too low because the sword will be completely weak and useless. So I'm not sure exactly how long it took me to get it here. Let's look and see what kind of final enchantment I did end up with. 11? No. We want to go for something around 20 after all, since I have 24 levels to spend. 18. Sharpness 2. Seems like it'll be pretty effective, right? Though I was rather dismayed about it at the time. But hey, if Sharpness 2... Hope you paid attention to the intro there. Presumably it should have been the second version. Yes, I actually made different versions of the intro this time, because we're past the half point of the series. And look at that. Achievement get. We need to go deeper. Inception reference of the day. Keeps the doctor away and all that. But hey, we're in the Nether. Nothing to worry about. I mean, see, we start with mushrooms, an important ingredient of brewing. But we'll get to all that later. For now, it just matters that they were there and I got them. Yes, and a friendly reminder that there's another chest right there. Ender chest. Another chest. I decided I might as well make a furnace. Complete the setup of 3, as long as I have that little waypoint there. So there it is. I also had just discovered that you can actually use wooden tools as fuel in the furnace, which means that wooden shovel, wooden pickaxe is a little less useless than I thought it was. And all of those other 4 wooden tools that are left in there also. That was a really great addition on Jeb's part, I suppose. I don't know... Anyway, that's off into the Nether. We've got pigs to kill. We see a music change to reflect that. I'm trying to lure this one to come up so I can kill him and not have him drop his loot in the lava ocean. Unfortunately, however, they aren't playing. They aren't taking the baits. So in the meantime, I figure, I'll gather some more glowstone supplies. Be helpful in renovating the slime palace and such. Slime palace. The slime arena place thing. Yes. Of course, this is one of those rare moments where having a Silk Touch pickaxe would have come in nice, but both of my Silk Touch pickaxes were used up in digging out that massive area beneath the slime place. A lot of effects for that episode. I suppose we'll be running into them for a long time now. Come back, take another shot at those guys, finally give up. There's not really any way I could have recovered their supplies. However, of course, killing them reminds the rest of the population that they should still be mad at me. Or at least they think so. So we'll do a bit of sniping work. A bit of general killage. And at this point I start to get a little bit cocky. Bringing out the new sword, is it going to work? It certainly seems like it does. They don't get sent flying back. Much more manageable. And look at this, it seems like I'm just blowing through them. But like I said, I got cocky. And the Nether is still a dangerous place. I wouldn't want to die here and lose items, right? So, I retreat, just for a little while. Assuming that I'll have supplies fixed soon enough. And it looks like this tune is winding down to a close. So we head back into the Nether. Or head back into this area here. Still picking up some of our first gold nuggets there. Things seem to be going really well. No real problems seem to be in the way. Just getting nugget after nuggets. And having little risk, right? So we continue along. But then I realize I'm straying pretty far from the path that I understand. I should probably avoid that mistake. So we keep on exploring, looking around, find some more glowstone, of course. Not too many sights to see in the Nether, but glowstone is one of those ones you look forward to. And eventually, the main purpose has to come along, fighting gas. And finally, I get used to the idea of reflecting their bullets properly, which way back in like episode 16 or whatever, Satan's Trap, I didn't actually even know you could reflect fireballs at the time. The thing certainly makes fighting gas more easy. Unfortunately, this particular Nether map is not very conducive to fighting gas at all. So, often as not, they're in a place where I can't get their drops at all, floating down into the lava or such, and there's simply no large landmass where I can fight them and get their drops. However, every once in a while, as with this switch in footage here, you can see I do find such a landmass, and I do try to take the opportunity to kill the dang things. Unfortunately, I have a bad habit of angering zombie pigmen in the process, and it makes it rather difficult to stay alive. There we go, Return to Sender achievement. And I'm all happy because I think I've got my gas tier, but nope, not quite yet. What I do get is a mob of zombie pigmen to reward me for the achievement. Thankfully, when you die in the Nether, of course, your items and such are unloaded from the world. And so long as they're unloaded from the world, there's no real danger of them disappearing. So I head back, I collect them again, kill more gas, and finally get that gas tier which you see on the ground there. Which is, thankfully, just what we were here for. And I think I'm done with the Nether, but oh look, there's a magma cube, right? And I spend some time trying to kill him and get free magma cream, but as always, I just can't seem to make them drop magma cream. So, I go away. I give up on it. Fight a few more pigs. And we're out of the Nether. Take the usual cart and head back to spawn. there you have it, the treasure room. So it's take stock and figure out just what's going on. As we make our first few brewing stands. Sure, there are brewing stands littered all around Grace Manor, but I figured I really wanted to have, just like with the enchantment table, I want to make my brewing stand. I'm going to use it. I mean, if I just jump through the tech tree, just like in any mod, in vanilla Minecraft, if you jump through the tech tree, it kind of defeats the purpose of having there be a tech tree in the first place. So, I don't worry about it. Switch to peaceful as long as there's no danger from mobs. Don't need them slowing things down. And consolidate supplies. Now, the enchanting system... The enchanting system is not something that's easy to just jump into. I mean, sure, you can look up a million charts, recipe flow charts and the like, and you think you have it all settled down and you think you understand it, but when it gets right down to it, you really have to have practical experience before you can try telling someone else about it. So, just starting off the melting of supplies, again the results of too much silk touch there. Melting coal with coal. Anyway, now I'm making my first cauldrons. Again, same kind of tale as with the brewing stand. I put them right away, because I know that there are other ones in the manor. But now I've at least made them, so now I can at least actually use them. I go back, I remember for glass, which of course, the first step to brewing once you have the brewing stand and cauldron is you need glass bottles, because all potions start as glass bottles. I'm looking around and I realize the wine cellar actually contains lots and lots of cauldrons, which I can fill with water. Unfortunately, I'm not actually willing to just shove everything into the treasure room, as perhaps I should have. So, I have to make these annoying trips up to a local pond to get water, then come back and fill the cauldrons, because I just can't stand the thought of creating an infinite water source. It's just too against my nature. Actually, I have no idea how Better Than Wolves handles the cauldron aspect of the potion system in hardcore bucket mode. That'll be something to find out, I suppose. Anyway, it's not a question for quite right now. So again, we're gathering the basic supplies. The basic things you want for brewing potions. Blaze powder is an ingredient. Glistering melons. Spider eyes. Fermented spider eyes. Gas tears. Magma cream. And of course, the most essential of all, redstone dust and glowstone dust. And just in a minute here, I believe I'm going to remember that I don't have redstone dust. Yes, there we are. So back out it comes. And like I said, now it comes the real tedious part, because I just wasn't willing to create a water source. I go all the way up here, fill up my buckets, and come all the way back down. Heading past the treasure room, or whatever you'd call it, storage room, and into the wine cellar. Again, I'm really discovering all this as I do it. I have zero prior experience. So sure, I'll fill up water bottles. They'll stack, right? But no, they don't stack. Which means there's a lot of annoying inventory shuffling before I just give it up and put away the useless ingredients here. But it's all trial and error, like I said. At the end, I finally got it explained in a nice, consolidated way. But it's going to take a while for footage to catch up with that. So I'll give it a moment. Making the first essential ingredient there. Fermented spider eyes. Alright, the first step in potion making proper. Take your water bottles and you make them into awkward potions with nether wart. Because the vast majority of potions, in fact all the potions that are useful at the moment, start off as awkward potions. You can see, there I have some right there. And that gets me the achievement. Like I said though, as I'm doing this trial and error bit, it really gets rather dicey because I have to play around with it. So I'm not always making 3 potions at the same time. I'm worrying about inventory space. It's all a pity, like I said. But not impossible to work around. And eventually, we'll just wait. After a short while here, I don't exactly give up, but I give up on trying to explain something which I don't properly understand myself, rather. I mean, see, look at that. That's a terrible waste right there, using one gas tier on one potion. But like I said, I just have to come to understand all this, because I'm trying to learn it and explain it at the same time. Thankfully, in the end, that got a lot less unmanageable because I lost the audio, which turned out to be useful in the end. And so we continue with more inventory shuffling. Remember, for now, basically, you can almost ignore what I'm doing as I get considerably more frustrated with this and trying to understand it, trying to organize it. I think we're just about to that point. Alright, here's the big jump. Now I can finally explain this in a proper way. So, basically, you have a couple of essential types of potions. 4 of them. You have, if I would go over them, it'd be nice. Come on. What are you thinking, self? I want to explain this in a certain proper way. But basically, you have potions, potion of swiftness, and its opposite, slowness, regeneration, and its opposite, poison, healing, opposite, harming, strength, opposite, weakness. And then you also have that 5th potion, fire resistance, which doesn't have an opposite. So, 4 basic potions, 4 potions opposite them, very intuitive, and the ingredients you use to get these are intuitive also. If you want strength, you use blaze powder. If you want to corrupt strength, you use fermented spider eye. If you want speed, you use sugar. Corrupt speed into slowness, use a spider eye. If you want healing, you use a glistering melon, corrupt it with a spider eye into harming. And if you want regeneration, use a gas tier, corrupt it into poison, which is like negative regeneration, again with a spider eye. Now, There are 3 levels for each of these potions. There's the basic level after the first ingredient. Then you can extend their duration with redstone, or increase their power with glowstone. You'll notice I've got dirt blocks for potions that do not exist. I'll just kind of continue on here. I've got dirt blocks for potions that simply don't exist. So for the harming potion and the healing potion, you can't extend their duration because there's no duration in the first place. So the middle potion does not exist. There's no way to use redstone on them. Likewise, with regeneration and with poison, or with something else like that. With some potions, there's simply no way to increase their power at the moment. So likewise, using glowstone doesn't have an effect on them. But really, the potion system is very simple. You just have to have experience to work with it. Now, I'll let the credits continue rolling here, or the outro. But pay attention just a moment more. I have bonus footage which I want to talk about. So this is the bonus footage which I recorded right at the end of the slime episode, and I really don't understand what's happening here. I'll show it in a moment. There's this patch of sand that if I walk over it, it damages me, like I'm walking on a cactus or something, and it's difficult to get out of. In fact, here I'm almost being killed by it. There's been no map editing, no nothing done right here. It's just basic land. I have no idea what's causing this error. Oh, wait. I dug up a cactus. See, I guess that was buried somehow. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate working through this hard bits.